Hello everyone, welcome to something new we're going to be doing on the channel from now on. We're going to be doing race reviews, kind of like, kind of like a lot of the YouTubers do in the NASCAR space, like Eric Estep, like Break Hard. We're going to start doing race reviews from the weekend, mainly Cup. If the Xfinity race is really interesting, we'll get involved in that, because I love racing and I love talking about it, and I think really what I want to do in life is be involved in racing in the journalism side of it, or not just that, in the broadcasting side of it. I absolutely love it. As like, if you people do follow the channel and you're not new, not that it's a very posted on channel, I need to post more on it, but I have done broadcasting before, and I've done it on other channels, and I've gotten much better than the ones that are on the channel now. And I really want to get into this, and I really want to try with it, and it's something that I'm extremely passionate about, and that's why I'm bringing this to you today. But first and foremost, let's do our first, what should we call the show? I'm not sure what we should call the show yet, but our first race review at Chicagoland Speedway. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and start us off in qualifying. So qualifying, obviously Denny Hamlin notches another pole for Toyota and Joe Gibbs Racing. I mean, the Toyotas, they're dominant really everywhere, but the mile and a half, especially Denny, they seem really unstoppable right now. And the Chevys looked competitive. Larson qualified second, obviously, and then a pair of RFK teammates of Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher, third and fourth. Buescher being third, Keselowski being fourth, that is. And then Ty Gibbs, and then just another sea of Toyotas down to the 8th position, I believe, or it might have been even more. Yeah, I believe 8th. Then in 9th was Chase Elliott. So a qualifying and really a weekend before the race dominated by Toyotas. If you looked at practice as well, Toyotas were extremely fast. Riley Herbst was the fastest in practice in the 50-minute happy hour that we had. A very long practice for once in the NASCAR Cup Series. Something I wish we would return to, and maybe more than one set of tires. Maybe they could do more with these cars, and some teams that maybe don't unload good, like, you know, anything that's not a Toyota right now, or Joe Gibbs in a 2311 car. Because I mean, the Legacy Motor Club cars looked okay today. They didn't seem great in practice and qualifying in the weekend, but they were there, right? They qualified in the 20s, in the top 20. Actually, it was a really successful qualifying from Toyota. Only one car outside of the top 20 in qualifying. I mean, Toyota just unmatched in their qualifying pace, and that was on display as well in practice. And then also, you had the Xfinity Series, where Toyota looked lights out. Taylor Gray and Brandon Jones dominated that race, and Brandon Jones getting the victory over Chase Elliott. Great race there from Brandon Jones. So then we get into the start of the race, the actual racing part of the weekend for the Cup Series, and Denny Hamlin obviously started on the pole with Larson to his outside. They go through the green flag, and they get through turn one fine, but turn two, the back half of the field have a scuffle. I think John Hunter Nemechek and then Ricky Stenhouse Jr. get all stacked up. They get into the fence, and then Ryan Preece checks up behind him. Eric Jones did not get checked up enough, and Ryan Preece got spun out on lap one. Really tough for that 60th group. I mean, they're right on the cut line entering the race. They're above it, and now they were just buried the rest of the day after this. They had damage to this underside of the car. They get flat spotted, but Connor Zilisch, trying to avoid the wreck in front of him, trying not to get wrecked on lap one, spins out trying to avoid. I mean, it just fell right in his lap. Nothing Connor could really do other than do that. He had to yank the wheel, or he's going to crash probably in this just a different way. And he hits the inside wall hard. I mean, just the kid's just had terrible luck as of late. I hope something can turn around for him. He's got an immense amount of talent. I think we all know that. We see what Connor's capable of still in the lower series, and sometimes in the Cup Series. Like, he's a young man who is very capable of going up and contending. He just needs some luck on his side and some non-trackhouse tractors that he's driving as of late. But yeah, that would be the start of the race. It started with a big bang on lap one with two cars involved. Connor Zilisch, the unlucky feller, and then obviously Ryan Preece, the unlucky bubble driver. And then after the caution comes out on lap one, we go until lap 5 or lap 6 to the restart, where Kyle Larson would end up passing Denny Hamlin for the race lead. Then a few laps later, after the green flag run started to come in, Larson's car was more of a short run car. Never seemed like a long run car. It was very, very much there in the 5. Denny would retake the lead. But the next incident in this race that would be taken note, everything really happened in stage 1 in this race, which was so crazy to see. The rest of the race was really clean, to be honest, but stage 1 was a madman fest. Zane Smith, inexplicably, from what, at least in the race itself, just tried to dump Carson Hocevar. He did dump him, but he ended up wrecking himself as well, which, come on, Zane. But I don't really have an issue with, Zane Smith taking revenge on Hocevar for whatever, Zane felt he had been wronged by. That's perfectly fine by me. I like the self-policing, but you can't wreck yourself. That's rule number 1 of stock car racing, right? But yeah, so that would happen in turns 1 and 2, and we still really didn't see why it happened or what really led up to this. I mean, I know Zane got wrecked at Iowa last year by Carson, and Carson is rather aggressive. So, I mean, payback's kind of been coming. It's been kind of been teased by everyone that, hey, we're going to get this kid back. We're going to get him. We're going to get him. Well, Zane Smith did it. He's like the first driver in the field to say, hey, don't do this anymore. This is what's going to happen to the 77 group. So, an interesting case there, but really both drivers, for the worst of it, they were in terrible the rest of the day. So then we move on to the restart on lap 34, or I believe lap 34. We have a restart. They go through that fine, and then about 6 laps later, Austin Hill would get turned or just destroyed. I know SVG at Texas when Priest wrecked, if we even know. I don't think he wrecked I don't think the Ty Gibbs wreck was nearly as bad as this wreck, but I don't think it was penalty worthy then, but I digress. The murder that he saw there at Texas, I mean, SVG plowed Austin Hill. I mean, if you look in the SMT data, I mean, he is on the throttle so much earlier. I know there's clips online of Austin Hill spotters telling him, I believe it's a spotter, telling him that he's using a lot more brake than everyone else in turn 1. I think everyone just hears a lot more brake, and I think everywhere, if you listen to the full clip, he does say in turn 1. But I digress. I mean, Austin Hill just gets clobbered. I mean, not Austin Hill has had his fair share of wrecking people, yeah, but I mean, SVG, I don't understand this move. I know I think a lot of people are saying that. I know he's like 30 points now after Sunday's race. He did not run well. A lot of his competition just didn't run well either, or got wrecked or was wrecked. So, I mean, he's 30 something points above the cut line. This is not something with 7 races to go that you should start with Austin Hill. I just think it's an ill-advised move from SVG, but that would set up another restart after that, where everyone would kind of flip on tire strategy and it'd get all jumbled up in the order. So then we get into stage 2, and William Byron would win the race off of pit road, followed by Bubba Wallace, who would be on the outside lane for the restart. Byron would end up holding on to the race lead on the restart, but a few laps later, after the restart, on lap 93, Kyle Larson would get loose in 3 and 4. He would spin down the racetrack. Wouldn't hit anything, but end up flat spotting the tires, got beached in the grass. Ended his day, had a lot of damage to the underside of the race car, unfortunately, and those underside of the race cars are just so frustrating as a fan. I mean, your driver spins out and his day's over, even if he didn't hit a single thing, if he has to drag the thing, but I digress. The rest of stage 2 would happen, and then during green flag pit stops in the middle of stage 2, Tyler Reddick would have something punch through the front end of his Toyota Camry and just spill oil all over the racetrack and all over his race car. A huge point deduction today, a huge just drop in the points for Tyler Reddick. It's just bad luck has been the name of the game for the 45 crew in recent weeks. I mean, he had all that good luck early in the year. It had to run out at some point, but man, how the mighty have fallen for Tyler Reddick. Unfortunate for that 45 team. That would trap a lot of cars, though, a lap down, and would be forced to take the wave around, because I think only 8 cars had in pit. Ryan Blaney being the big benefactor of this whole ordeal, as he would be the leader, and he would be able to cycle up and really help his race for the rest of this evening. And then on to that, William Byron would end up picking up the stage 2 victory as well, so he would end up sweeping the stages. So heading into stage 3, William Byron would lead the race off pit road, and on the restart, he would grab the lead real quickly and pull away, and he led the entire of that first run in stage 3 before the first pit cycle or the final pit cycle would start, and Chase Briscoe would jump him a lap on pit road, and that would be really in the end of the day, the winning move for Chase Briscoe in that 19 group. I think Briscoe would have passed the 24 still, because Byron really struggled in the long run, and we saw it there at the end of the race. He kind of fell back, and Hamlin, even who after got into the wall, we'll get to, still passed him, even with that big moment for Denny Hamlin. So I do think Byron still would have got passed, but it was really great pit call from James Smalls on the pit box in that 19 group, and they were on it all night. Bell goes a few laps longer. Hamlin goes a few laps longer than Bell. And they all just kind of converge at the end of the run. If Hamlin doesn't get into the wall in 1 and 2, you probably say the 11 gets there for sure. Does he win the race? I don't know. But he was definitely up there. He had the pace to be up there. And like he said this week, he just kind of didn't get, ambitious and really go for it early in the race. And that might have cost him. But I really think the wall contact in 1 and 2, I think with 9 to go or 8 to go, is what really cost the 11 car a chance at the win. But man, really a great finish, and if you were in the stands, it was a fun finish. It was kind of boring. The stage 3 was kind of a snooze, I'm not going to lie. There was some good racing, but man, these tires just don't fall off at the rate that they should, maybe. Or it takes too long to run. I'm not sure, but really. So Chase Briscoe ends up picking up the checkered flag over Christopher Bell with a final few laps of absolute great battling from the two JGR Toyotas. Just great racing up there between those two. So a really good battle with the two JGR Toyotas, like I said. Maybe Allmendinger could have got out of the way a little better and might have had a better finish. But all in all, a really good race at the end of the day. So you can't be too mad about that. I think it's a 6 out of 10. Nothing crazy. I think it was a solid race. I definitely wouldn't say it was a barn burner by any means. I mean, the finish was decent. Stage 2 was pretty boring, to be honest, at least in my opinion. And I love some green flag racing, but it just seemed kind of stale. It seems like it was still really hard to pass, I think, some points tonight, especially once the nighttime came. It made it feel equal a lot. And I wish this race was kind of a day race. I think it would have been a much better race if this race was in the daytime. But all in all, a very solid race. Nothing crazily bad by any means. But we've had some stinkers this year for sure. But we've also had some pretty solid races, kind of like this. The Toyota show, an amazing day by Toyota. 7 cars in the top 10. I mean, remarkable. Riley Herbst in the top 10. He did a great job all day. He was fast. Alex Bowman, top 5. That's the two Chevys of Byron and Bowman in the top 10. They did a great job. They're both in the top 5, actually. So Bowman was really good in the long run tonight. And Ryan Blaney holding Ford together this season as Ford continues to just, I don't even know, shoot themselves in the foot continuously with speed. I mean, I thought the RFK Fords would have more speed tonight, or Sunday night, excuse me. But man, they were just really just did not have good cars on any portions of the run, which is so unfortunate for the RFK bunch. And they were bleeding points. Even Chris Buescher was definitely probably their best driver over there. I think that's not a hard thing to say. He didn't even look that great tonight or Sunday night. So unfortunate, but I hope you all enjoyed this first episode that we did here with the channel. I know it's probably not the best. I'm going to work on my craft for this. I really want to do this. I'm going to try and report on news too and reactions to that. I hope you all enjoyed the video. And come tomorrow, we'll do our live stream, because this is a sim racing channel too. I love sim racing, like I said. So we're going to do a live stream, and we're going to break down our league racing from 2410 Esports. Wednesday night tomorrow, probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock. It will be posted on the channel before it goes live, so you can look at it there on the channel. Like and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. I thoroughly enjoy doing this, and I cannot wait to get better at it and make better videos for all of you. Peace out.